I'm here to do a podcast with Sophie, and we're going to cover the story of how you actually did $30,000 in 1 month with one video from TikTok.
Yes, you got it.
And I think it's going to be pretty surprising to most people, like how the fuck did that happen? And this is going to be the first time we're going to be talking about this.
Yep.
So welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So just a little bit of context for everybody that's watching. Sophie, you've been teaching AI for many, many years. You grew your TikTok account to over 70,000 followers.
I haven't been teaching AI for many years. I've been a teacher for formally teaching 3 years, but 8 years total. And then I've been teaching about AI for just over 1 year on social media.
Got it.
Yeah, but mainly with like an educational focus, like AI for teachers and schools and students type thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to kind of dig into your past of how you got into it.
Sure.
But I want to also just start off at the craziest thing that most people are tuning into this for, which is like this TikTok that you made.
Yeah.
It ended up going viral and it got like 1 million views.
Crazy. Yeah,
right?
Like 1.3 in a month.
In a month. And there were so many people that ended up, becoming customers and all of this stuff. So tell me about like, how the hell did this happen?
Yes. Okay. So, like I said, I had a TikTok following of about 65, 70,000 followers mid-September. And I remember in August, I was on Instagram and I have 5,000 followers on Instagram, so not very many. And so everyone kind of knows each other who makes content about making content, or AI. Yeah. And so this guy named Nas hit me up and commented on my video a couple times and said, hey, check out our tool. I'm like, ugh, another pitch, great, here we go. And so I checked out his page and I'm like, okay, I kind of like this guy's energy. Like he's always dancing and crazy stuff. And I'm like, all right, interesting. And he's like, okay. So I DM him like, sure. He's like, can you get on a call in 30 minutes? I'm like, honestly, if not now, I never will. So we get on the call and he shows me this tool called Poppy AI that I hadn't heard of before. And I was instantly hooked. I was so excited looking at this thing, and I'll get into more about what the tool is actually when we get into that.
Yeah.
But usually, I'm in ed tech, or was in ed tech mainly, and so I get a lot of pitches from startups trying to capitalize off schools and students, and I'm just eye roll, this isn't just a ChatGPT wrapper, but this is made for content creators. It's made for anyone who does any sort of work. Unless you're a plumber, you can use this tool. But if you're a plumber, you probably need to market yourself, so then you can use it. I don't know. But anyone can use this tool, and the versatility and the ease of use, I don't know. I taught my parents how to use it, and sometimes they can't even work Google Meet. So
it's wild.
As soon as I found out about it, I was so excited. I'm like, what the heck is this? And so I actually spent 3 or 4 hours playing with it the rest of the day, and I just had, my brain was exploding. I do have ADHD, but with ideas of how I could use it. And so I started playing with it. Nas gave me free access as an affiliate, and I'm like, whatever. You know what? I would say I'm not going to do a video for you unless you pay me, but I'll try it out because I don't do affiliates because I made $17 in my entire life off affiliate marketing. I don't know if I suck at it or if my audience is, I don't know. My audience doesn't really like to buy software, so that's a problem, but whatever. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. Sure, sign me up. I'll try it out. If I like it, I'll make a video. I think I'll like it.
Yeah.
But if I don't, whatever, I don't. And so I ended up using it, and I found myself using it every single day. I actually used it to make a fantasy football team, and I don't even know anything about anything in football, and it actually did really, I'm in first place right now, so.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I did that, and then somehow I think we reconnected somehow a month later as I was using it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Nas posted something about needing help with content or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll let's.
I think content sales.
Sales, right? Because I do have I did part-time SaaS sales in ed tech last year, and so I'm like, oh, I can help you with that because I'm I freaking love this thing. I use it every single day. And so we talked about that, and I'm like, okay. So I get off this call. I'm super hyped. You guys wanted me to help out with your sales page. So I made a Poppy board on like how to make a landing page for like enterprise solutions. That was like really good. I don't think we've implemented it yet, but whatever. It was really good. So I'm like, okay, I get off this call with them, super pumped because these guys are like obsessed about this product and I am too. I'm like, this is just too good. And over that month I made the one video. It did okay. I think I like got one sale off of it. So like that's already more than I've ever made off affiliate marketing. But the tool was so good, I genuinely was gatekeeping it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want any other content creator to know about this.
Yeah.
Because it makes everything in my life so easy, where it's like producing content, or it is writing scripts, or like summarizing, I don't know, anything, just the versatility of it. And so finally we get off that call and I'm like, oh crap, like I haven't made a video in like 4 days. Like this is ridiculous. I need to post something.
Yeah.
So again.
How long did it take you to make this video?
10 minutes. The video that went viral is 4.5 minutes long. So I'm like, this is not gonna do well, but I'm too lazy to edit this that much. I'm gonna cut out the ums and ahs and clips like I always do. I'm not fancy, I edit on the TikTok app.
Yeah.
So I made this video, did not script anything, did not do any research. I just literally said, like, I genuinely feel that it feels like it's illegal to know. And so I use that hook, and I hate using that hook. I hate when people use that hook. I find it so tacky and annoying, but like I genuinely felt like that. And I even said that in my hook. Like, I'm like, I hate that hook, I know, but it actually does. And I've been gatekeeping it for so long, completely unscripted, on a whim. I was literally going out the door to take my dog to the park. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna showcase what I've been doing. Like, I wanted to gatekeep it more, but I was just like, I really need content today. So yeah, so I did that. And so I did that big hook, and I genuinely just spoke from the heart about like what Poppy is.
Yeah.
Nothing was scripted. Everything was just natural. I think I said like, it's like if ChatGPT, Notion, and Whiteboard, an interactive whiteboard had a baby and injected it with steroids, because that's what it is.
Yeah. That became like the killer hook that ended up going viral.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just ran through 3 really comprehensive use cases. And I didn't say the name of the tool till the end, because I wanted people to watch to the end so they would actually go to my bio and click the link, which ended up working. And the product is what is it? $300 US. And so got a ton of customers from that. And then I, as an affiliate, was able to make a profit for the first time ever off a non-sponsored video. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And affiliate marketing is very hard. Like, most people don't make a lot of money with affiliate marketing.
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people that are making money with it, but affiliate marketing generally, because you have to not only get the view, but then you have to drive their influence them enough to get off the platform like TikTok, go on the website, read on the website, then go to the checkout page, then find the tool valuable enough to go and look for their credit card, which is never just sitting with you, right? So if you're in a house, you're going downstairs to get your card, you're going into the other room. And so like it takes there's a lot of moving pieces because it's not just the views. What do you think made it where it was beyond just the views, like that it got people to actually change their behavior?
For sure.
And take action, because that's different than just getting views.
Right, exactly right. So I think it's 2 things. So I think, one, it is the overall like usefulness of the tool. Like, it is just that powerful of a tool that it hooks people. But honestly, there's a lot of good tools out there, and that's not enough to convert someone that quickly. Like, I did one video on TikTok. Most of them were non-followers. They converted instantly. I didn't have to email nurture them, nothing, which is crazy to me, especially for like it's not like a $14 a month subscription. It's a hefty investment, and there was no monthly option at that time.
Yeah.
So this was just absolutely wild.
$200 to $300 a year.
Yeah. So they
were paying
no
more
free
than
trial.
ChatGPT.
Yes, no free trial. So people were freaking out in the comments about that, which honestly is a good thing because it drives engagement.
Yeah.
So there was that. I think the overall value of the tool, but that's not enough. I think because there's a lot of fake influencers out there, and I've been guilty of this at the beginning of my career, like, whoa, I can make a video and make money off it, amazing, and like not being authentic, like maybe I actually don't use that tool. I think I did that like when I first started, I was like, oh, that tanked. I'm never doing that again. And I feel icky doing that. So I think the fact that it was like so authentic and they could see like, holy moly, like this girl knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
They could tell it wasn't scripted. They could tell it was authentic, and they could just see the pure value in what I was doing. Like, I think the hook was so powerful, but I just like, honestly, I just said that. Like, I didn't look at viral hooks or anything. I just was like, this is genuinely how I feel. So I think people can tell that, okay, this girl is authentic, and she actually uses this every day, and like, this is pretty insane. So, and then people in the comments were like, this is mind blowing, like blah, blah, blah. So I think that those two things coupled is what made it so successful, but I'm still kind of mind boggled of why it did so well.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I want to put myself in the head of the person who's watching this, because somebody who clicks on a video about how they made $30,000 from TikTok is somebody who probably wants to make the first $10,000 from TikTok or from affiliate marketing.
Right.
I know for you, this is like, it happened kind of fast. But what advice would you give to somebody, or maybe even to a younger you who didn't know this? How do I make my first, let's start off with the first $100 and then we'll go to $1,000. But like, how do I make my first $100 from affiliate? Like, what's a good way to do it?
For sure. I think I did this the wrong way, and I think a lot of people do this the wrong way. They go to, I want to make money off affiliate, and then they find a product. That's the wrong way to do it. You need to find a product that you love, and if they happen to have an affiliate program, like a product that you love and you use every day, so it's authentic. Because again, if people are coming to this video, they're probably going to be like, oh, affiliate marketing, okay, I wonder what she's using, I'm going to use that. No. Like, you need to use the product, and you need to be able to speak to it, because people can sense BS from a mile away, right? So I think start with finding a product that you really like. Like, for example, I used to use, before Poppy, I used to use ChatGPT, Claude. I still use Perplexity. They don't have affiliate programs, so it's not, I still promote them because I use them every day. Just so happens that Poppy has an affiliate program. So I think start with a tool that you actually genuinely use. Don't do something because they have a high paying affiliate program. Like, that's not going to work. That's going backwards.
Yeah.
Right? So I know it's hard. I know it's not as sexy to find a tool and actually use it and have it line up and be profitable for you. But you need to, otherwise you're gonna waste your time and be spinning your wheels doing that. So genuinely use it so that you can genuinely talk about it and not have to be thinking of like content ideas around it, because you're using it every day and you can just turn on the camera and film. So I think that's one thing, because I did it the other way around before, and that's why I made $17. Secondly, I think my hook, and I was talking to my mom about this because she watches all my TikToks, and I said, Mom, like, my TikTok is blowing up. Did you see it? She's like, which one? And I'm like, the one about Poppy. She's like, what? What's that one? I'm like, the one where I said, like, this feels illegal to know. She's like, oh yeah, I watched like 10 seconds and I scrolled past that. And I'm like, why? She's like, because I had no idea what you're talking about. And she's a very non-technical person. Like, she's a writer and a journalist. So she doesn't know what Notion. She has never used ChatGPT. Like, makes sense. So I think coupled with that powerful hook, I think the fact that the hook was so specific, it instantly filtered out people who were going to instantly scroll past, which is actually a good thing, because those are not the people who are going to buy from you and who are going to find the content valuable, if that makes sense. So like, by using that really strong specific hook.
Can you give me an example? You don't have to say the whole hook, but maybe like specifically just what the hook is, so everybody can be in on what you're sharing.
Yeah, for sure. So I said, this site feels legal to know. Okay, that's not enough, right? That anyone can stay around. And I've been gatekeeping it for so long. So that is like, okay, I'm listening. And then I say, it's as if Notion, ChatGPT, and an interactive whiteboard had a baby and injected it with steroids. Instantly, you're getting rid of people who don't know how to use AI and who aren't comfortable with AI, and that's actually a good thing, because then the people who stick around are like, whoa, like, and it's not even that technical. Like, most people who are content creators or like who work online or whatever, they know what those things are. And so I think by that polarizing specificity of the hook, like, people scrolled past, and then the people who are actually like, it's like a qualifying question, right? Like it's like you just qualified all your leads in that hook because it was like enticing enough, but then specific enough for them to be like, whoa, I'm staying around. So it's like pre-qualifying a lead, essentially. I think that's what the hook did.
Okay. So your hook, kind of went on for 30 to 40 seconds or something.
Yeah, I think so.
It's unusually long for a hook.
Yeah.
But it provided almost a filter. And
Yes.
you had a lot of technical terms in there. So you started off very simple with this website feels illegal to know. But then as it progresses, it gets more technical.
Right.
You start mentioning ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You start mentioning Notion. You start mentioning if these all had a baby. Most people who are not technical are lost at that point.
Yeah, they're like, scroll.
There were some other technical things you said in the hook that I don't recall. We'll link the TikTok below so everybody can like actually view it. So if you're watching it, you can view it there.
Or maybe we'll like clip it in here or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then people, they anybody that stayed past to the actual content of the video.
Yeah.
Can you give a little bit on like how the content was just structured in that? So you had the hook, right?
Yeah.
And then after the hook, like the body of the video, like
for
how was
sure.
that structured?
For sure. And as you were saying that, I just want to paraphrase, like it sounds like you're like, my hook was like literally like a funnel. It was like,
Yeah, you have
Like-
the super
Yeah.
engaged
And it was like
people.
4 hooks in one.
Yeah.
And then it was like after each hook, people just.
It's like a really cool format.
It
It's a
is.
really cool format. When I saw it, I'm like, what the like this format can work, and I think it works more on TikTok than Instagram because
Instagram-
otherwise I would have seen it for sure.
Yeah. Instagram, we got like 5,000 views.
Sorry, I didn't mean just
Yeah.
your video, but
No,
just
no,
that
no.
format in general.
100%.
Like it seems like more TikTok native than like Instagram Reel native.
Yeah. So because it was such a long video, I know
How long was the video, by the way?
4.5 minutes.
Okay, so I just want to like emphasize that because she said it like kind of nonchalantly a few times.
Right.
You've mentioned it earlier too. This is a vertical video. Like vertical videos, you and I, like most of the times when we're watching content, we're used to 59-second reels, max 90 seconds. And maybe on TikTok, if you watch TikTok a lot, you're used to maybe content over 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No.
I've never been used to that because I also didn't even use TikTok actually.
Right.
I had to delete it off my phone.
Oh, right.
And then when I was watching, I was like, what the hell? It's like a 4-minute long video. So
Yeah.
I want you to talk about one, like the content structure, and two, if you think the length and the depth of the video helped in increasing the conversions, meaning people purchasing the product.
Absolutely. Again, like this was a complete fluke, right? Like I didn't plan any of this. But I think after my super long-winded hook, what I did was when I was editing it myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so long. And like, you would be surprised how many people don't know about the feature on TikTok. Instagram doesn't have this, or YouTube Shorts also doesn't have this. If you press the top right part of the screen, like maybe like 3 centimeters above the like button or the follow button, hold it down and it'll 2x the speed of the video.
Yeah.
And so just by me putting that, like after the hook, I placed that little hold down for 2x like text placeholder there. And I remember Nas saying like,
I learned for the
they
first
didn't even
time.
know that.
Yeah, I
and
was
these
like,
are
oh.
like content guys. So I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, I thought everyone knew that, but I put that
Instagram
there.
Reels just added it
Oh
to
my,
their thing.
finally.
So now you can 2x it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Okay, good. Anyways, so I think that helped because then people are like, oh, this is going to be long. But then they see that. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just 2x it. Like, I can make this, I'm going to stay around because actually I can get through this. And then I went through 3 use cases. One was a landing page. One was how I did a podcast with it. And just like really, and then I forget the third one. But I really like emphasized the value of each feature and like each use case. So I have my boards up there and the user interface is so easy to understand. It's like a bunch of like post-it notes on a whiteboard that you just connect to a large language model chat, whether it's Claude or GPT or whatever model of each. And so I walked through that. So for example, like the main feature that I love the most about Poppy is the ability to add screenshots and pictures, just drag them right on, and that's a knowledge source. It can go through the transcript. YouTube videos, you don't need to use Descript or Descript whatever, or any sort of tool to get your transcript first. Like, you just put it on there, and then the audio transcription. So I just press, like, what is it, A, and it starts recording me, and I can just talk to it, because I'm a terrible typer and writer. Like, that's why I make videos. I like speaking. And so if I have a really long-winded prompt, or I want to tell the AI like what to do and give it a ton of context, I don't want to type it because it's going to be garbage. I want to speak it, and then I just connect it to the chat, and it knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So I just, in every single use case, and now that I look back at it, the use cases were really cool because they targeted a different audience for each one. But I just emphasized the speed, the usability, how easy it was, and how much time, like how much time I saved, and like just all of the value. And it wasn't forced, because genuinely I'm using this for my content, for work, for whatever, and I just explained it. And I don't remember how I closed it out, but I think I said like link in bio or something.
You closed it out, but yeah, you did talk about link in bio.
And what I did, this is a little sneaky trick. I didn't mention the name of the tool until the end. Or I didn't even know if I did. I even
You never mentioned the name of the tool.
And I never showed the URL.
Yeah.
I think I did for like a second. So if someone's like a really weird person was like zooming in, they could find it.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, you guys, this is too value packed. You're gonna stick around.
So what's crazy about that is that was the first time I saw a comment where the top comment was the name of the tool
is Poppy.
And that is, so there are two things. Like, what was crazy about that is I was like, usually somebody who's bashing you will be at the top, like in that type of situation.
Right.
So what that told me is they were genuinely looking for the tool, Poppy.
Yeah.
And that's why it was the most upvoted comment, because you had created enough desire and curiosity in their minds to like actually want to click and find out.
Right.
And so the funnel, actually, the way that it worked, because we saw the stats on our end, was most of the people weren't even actually coming from your bio, from the link in your bio.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. People were like watching your video, looking at the comments, and then going to Google, typing in Poppy AI, and then it would pop up, and then they would come and purchase.
Yeah.
So it was like really bizarre that I'm like, when I was thinking, I'm like, why is this happening? Because this is so much more work. Like you're not on TikTok and clicking links. You like have to go and switch your app to like Google and then type it in and stuff.
Yeah, because I guess people look at the comments before they hear the link in the bio.
Maybe it's like more trustworthy, because it's like, oh, somebody else commented like Poppy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, they're like almost pulling one up on you and like going around you.
Maybe you're getting a cut of it. Like, I don't want to support you. Like, maybe people are weird like that or whatever. But you got, and I was freaking out at first because I'm looking at my affiliate page and I'm getting so many views. I'm like, why do I have 0 sales? Like, this is crazy. Like, people in the comments are saying I just bought it and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out because no one's pressing my link. And I didn't know these guys.
Yeah.
So
we're like, founders of Poppy.
Yeah, they're
so
the
me
founders
and
of
Naz
Poppy.
are founders of Poppy. And you became an affiliate, and then you promoted the product, and then we started seeing sales going crazy, and then we reached out to him. We're like, hey, like this shit is going viral, and the sales are going crazy. So yeah, that was like a wild experience for us because it was nighttime here.
Yeah.
So from our side of the story, like it was nighttime. Naz and I are about to head to sleep, and then we're like, dude, did you see? And he's like, what? And I'm like, bro, like we got like 3 sales in the last hour. And at this point, we didn't really have that many influencers. Like the few that we had, they made some sales, but like it wasn't anywhere close to these numbers, right?
Right.
And so it was like, we saw the 3 sales come in like an hour, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we were like kind of buzzed. And then we started heading to like bed. And then right when we were about to head to bed, I like broke into his room. I'm like, dude, like 2 more fucking sales. And he's like, what? And then I, eventually, I don't know how, but I ended up going to sleep. But like we were alert. Like we're like, what is going on? And then we wake up the next day, and it's like, and it's like so many sales. And I'm like, holy hell. And then I think that was one of the first days where like on our side, it ended up being like, I don't know, like $5,000 or $10,000 that day.
Yep.
And that just happened like that fast. Like however fast that TikTok was growing.
Right.
That's how fast the sales were growing.
Right.
So yeah, it was like one of the highest converting things that I'd ever, seen. So anyways, that's kind of what was happening on our side of the story. I think you're kind of aware of some of this, and maybe some of this stuff is like new for you right now.
No, I knew that.
Oh, you
guys
did?
told me that.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
and then we were in like a group chat and stuff, and there's me freaking out. I'm from Canada. I'm like, oh my God, these American guys are gonna rip me off. What is happening? They're all coming from my video, and I'm not getting any like compensation, but it took like a couple of days for us to chat and like for me to trust them and for them to trust me.
Yeah.
And these guys, I am telling you, you and Naz, I've met a lot of founders, startup founders. I've never seen two people care more about their customers and have the most insane tracking. Like they would have 3 filters asking people because no one was using my link, like whatever, I don't know.
Because they were Googling it.
They were Googling it and they're like,
So
when
the
you
sales
buy,
wouldn't get the sales would not get tracked to
No.
her. Because they would just Google it.
Yeah, and so like when they would onboard these people, they would be like, where did you hear about it? And they're like, TikTok. And they're like, is this the video? And they're like, yes. And they're like, okay, we're tracking that to Sophie. And I feel like a lot of people are slimy and they wouldn't do that. So that was really, really awesome. And I know it took like you, Kazi, like 24 hours to set up like this insane tracking system.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we
lesson
had a lot
learned,
of,
but
yeah, I put a onboarding form that I've never seen anybody have, but it's a how did you hear about us onboarding form, which like, okay, that's obvious. That's usually there. How did you hear about us? And then you put a little toggle, but this is different because on our side, like what I've done is when you buy on the onboarding, I have like the obvious how did you hear about us, but with a video. And I'm like, how did you hear about us? Was it TikTok, YouTube, Instagram?
Right.
I'm like, pick one of these options.
Right.
And so people pick. But then the main one is I have a video where I'm just pitching and I'm like, and it requires a detailed answer.
Oh, yeah,
so you
yeah.
can't just do like a small answer. And I'm like, I need your help with this. We're a small company, we're trying to grow fast. And I want your help to know exactly who it was you got it from. I'm like, anything you can remember. It could be she was a girl, it was a dude, it was an old man, it was this, they were white, this is what their name. I'm like, anything you can do. I'm like, because it helps us market the product better. And I'm like, we're a small company, but we have dreams of becoming like $1 billion company. And I'm like, it will help us more than you know. So anything you can remember, because I realize that if you don't actually put that much effort into your pitch for somebody to be specific, there won't be.
No,
they just leave it blank.
Yeah,
or they will
would.
put some bullshit answer.
Right.
And when that video went along with it, now I notice we have like a 95% accuracy rate. Even if like the tracking fails, like they will fill out the
there's so many filters that they
how
can't.
did you hear?
Yeah.
And then if they don't do that, we'll text them. And if they don't do that, we'll call them.
Yeah, so that was very reassuring. Yeah.
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 So, okay, so you basically like that was happening, got a bunch of sales. The call to action of that video, was it like a simple call to action like link in bio? What's something that people can take away? Because we walked through, so like the hook was a few hooks combined.
Right.
Your body of the video was you going over a couple of different use cases of the product.
Yeah.
Call to action, if you can give us like a short breakdown on like how you transitioned into call to action, then what was your call to action?
I think I was like probably like this is the last one, and literally I think I said I have like 1 million use cases of this. I'll be making more videos, and so if you want to check out this tool, hit the link in my bio. And make sure you follow for more or something. Just super simple. And I mean, I don't know if the CTA worked that much. I think the CTA was people like being like in the comments like, oh my gosh, just say the name of the tool already. And then people commenting, oh, it's Poppy. And I'm like, okay, well, thanks for commenting because now it's going to be pushed out more.
Yeah.
So I think those like, obviously those little tricks don't work all the time. And they're kind of like, if you do it every single time, people aren't going to trust you. But I just did it that time because I'm like, why not? Like, I want to keep people till the end, and I don't do it very often. So, yeah. And you talked about the conversions. Like, what is Meredith, another customer?
Yeah.
I don't know if she came from me. Did she come from me?
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, she made a YouTube video about Poppy, like Poppy AI review, like what?
Oh, she must have, because
must
she
have.
mentioned your
She
video.
mentioned my video. Yeah. So I think she came from me. And so she made a review of Poppy and put it on YouTube because, I mean, like when I'm about to dish out $300 for a product, I'm probably going to try and find some reviews. So she did that. It's a really good idea. And so she made that video, and I think it only has, 1,000 views?
Yeah.
But she's gotten like 6-7 sales, which is crazy.
So like on 1,000 views, yeah, she's probably done like, you know, $400, $500 already in commissions.
Yeah.
And if you think about the fact that if you were to get paid from YouTube directly for AdSense,
Yeah.
YouTube would pay you $0 and 0 cents for 1,600
Right.
views, you know?
Right. And like, if you keep up that ratio and that video ends up going bigger, it's only gonna like the ratio of views per sale is only gonna go up.
Yeah, at 100,000 views, she would get paid like $50,000.
That's insane.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's
YouTube
a really
is-
high conversion rate.
Yeah.
So I think like there's something to be said about like the power of this tool and then long form.
Yeah, and I think the product market fit was just kind
Yeah.
of crazy. Like there was,
Yes.
your video just found the right people
Yeah.
that were just like fit like a glove.
Yes.
Because I've been doing marketing for so long, I've never freaking seen people just buying like this from absolutely cold. Even people who are warm or hot take so much time and trust. These are cold people because when you made this video, you had 40 or 50,000 followers.
Right.
And so the 1.2 million views is not, it can't possibly from the existing
No.
audience you have. Even let's say 100% of your followers saw it. That's 50,000. That doesn't account for like a million plus left over, 1.5 million left over.
Yeah.
And so your video hit new people. So it was the first time they saw you. And it was the first time they saw the product. And it's like you converted and the product converted. So it like kind of fit like a glove.
Right.
And I think that part worked really well. And then I think like, do you think this would have converted as much if your video was 40 seconds and had like, let's say maybe 3 million views or 5 million views? Do you think it would have converted just as much?
Great question. I think maybe dollar-wise it would have, but conversion rate would be a lot lower, if that makes sense. Like if I was converting, I don't know, every 100,000 views, I would make $1,000. Maybe in that case, every 100,000 views, I would make like $300, if that makes sense. Like I think it would be lower conversion rates.
Yeah.
I've made lots of shorter videos, and a lot of, actually no, the shorter videos haven't converted and the long videos actually have converted. Like I made a big whole LinkedIn series that didn't do a ton of views, but they got a lot of customers too.
Yes.
So another lesson I learned through this is like stop paying attention to your views. Honestly, like that was such a hard lesson for me to learn. And like your numbers, like your vanity numbers, like who cares? Like just focus on helping people and like showing people like just value in your content. Do you know what I mean? Like now I don't like, and then you'll find, and then the followers come like as an added bonus, or the views come as an added bonus. Like just like, and that took me like a year to figure that out, you know? So yeah, and the other really crazy thing I find is, yeah, you're mentioning you're a marketer and people have to go find their credit card, which is like that's a lot of work. I don't want to do that. I get turned off by that when I'm like online shopping for clothes. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go get my credit card. Like, ugh, I'm just not going to get it. For these people to leave the app, Google it, go find their credit card, buy it.
Yes.
That is insane to me because I don't know, like from my experience in marketing, you want to make it as easy and seamless for them to get to the product so they don't have to leave the app. Like there's so many different touch points that you just added there that are unnecessary that could turn people off. Like if someone has to leave the app and actually type, you're going to see a big drop off,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, huge
Isn't
drop
that
off.
correct?
Yes.
So I'm just like, this is actually wild.
Yeah.
So
On that point, you
Yeah.
know what I want to add to this is, I think you're right when you were saying it, and then you were like, actually, the lower views videos just kind of didn't convert. My hunch is, and I could be wrong, my hunch is that the lower view videos just would not convert that much at all. Not just that their conversion percentage would be lower, like shorter videos, I mean. Not that their percentage would be lower. I think they just would convert like not even close.
Yeah,
So for example, here's what I'm saying.
that's-
I think
you're
like a
right.
5 million view video
yeah,
might have gotten like, let's say, 3,000 in commissions
I think you're right.
versus this one, because what I've learned about sales is like there's a threshold where you have to convince people, and once you get over that, you get like a bunch of the yeses. But if you do like if you just make your pitch so freaking short, even if you hit up 1 million people, you'll almost never get a yes.
Right.
And so, yeah, I think that was a big discovery that I had from your video, because when I saw him like 3-4 minute format, and Frankie actually, he was going through a course by this guy named Rob the Bank, who talks a lot about TikTok shops and how to make money with TikTok content.
Right.
And he was showing his influencers that have worked with him and how they, and with some of them, they were like doing $1 to $5 million a month. And he was talking about.
Okay, I'm sorry. If anyone from TikTok or the government of Canada is watching this, can you please make it? I'm from Canada. I don't get TikTok shop. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's not fair. And we don't get Creator Fund either. So this annoys me to listen to, but tell me.
That's annoying. So he had like, they would make these videos, and he was also sharing that it's the 2 to 3 minute videos that all convert.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what he was sharing.
For TikTok shop.
For TikTok, yeah. So to convert on the TikTok shop, because that's a product that you're selling.
Yeah.
It was the 2 to 3 minute videos that were converting.
Gotcha.
And the format was actually kind of similar too. When I was watching those, the format was kind of similar, and they go pretty in depth with the stuff.
Right.
And so I realized, and it's funny because it's kind of a hybrid model between, so up until now, you only had Reels, which were like 60 seconds, or you had YouTube videos, which were like 10 minutes to an hour long. So you had these big gaps.
Yeah.
I was always on YouTube, and I saw that YouTube converted like 100 times more than Instagram did.
Yeah.
Because the 60-second Reels were just never enough to like push people over the edge.
Yeah.
And so it would get 5 million views, but I would make like $1,000. And then on YouTube, I would get 100,000 views, and it would make like $20,000.
Crazy.
And so the difference was crazy in conversions. But with TikTok, I'm realizing you have this new hybrid model, which is like vertical long form. And so it allows people to go in depth while they're just like in the consumption mode of like vertical doom scrolling.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy, but it works, and it's insanely effective.
Might have just unlocked a new strategy for people to replicate. I don't know. That's so true. Like it's not like it's long form. It's like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've even watched 8-minute videos on TikTok.
Yeah, because I think max is 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like what you're saying, because that's a really hybrid model. Because if I'm thinking like when I buy on YouTube, I'm usually searching something, like it's not showing up. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm looking for a new mic. So I'm going to be like, best mic, blah, blah, blah. So I'm ready to buy when I'm on YouTube, right? Like best mic for starting out content creators. I'm going to go watch reviews for that. And then if someone has a discount code, I'm going to be like, perfect, I'm going to buy it. So I think maybe that's why YouTube can convert more too, because it's like more buying mood. But then, you talked about that like balance between like long form, short form. And then with TikTok Shop, it's like a new hybrid. Yeah, exactly. It's hybrid. Super cool.
Yep. Sophie, how do they find you if they want to watch your content, learn from you, or just follow you?
For sure. I am at Teach2AI on IG and TikTok. So that's Teach, the number 2 AI. And then on LinkedIn, just my name, Sophie Theodoro. And then if you are an educator watching this, which you're probably not, but I do consulting work, teaching schools and organizations, even enterprise AI solutions and AI implementations. So that's at designingschools.org. So thanks for having me.
Beautiful.
And thanks for creating a killer product.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on. And I think people are going to learn so much and start killing it with TikTok content now.
Oh my gosh. And the fact that you can add TikTok to the Poppy boards. Also, if you want to check out Poppy and you want a discount, Sophie code for $25 off.
Exactly. If
Help me out.
If you want to do affiliate stuff, go message her.
Yeah.
And she is like so good at it. Yeah.
Maybe that's my new niche.
Might be your new niche, actually. Yeah.
Perfect.
You might be surprised.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was exciting.
Thanks
to
for
have you
having
here.
me.